Cool, we're live. What is up, everybody? We're in two locations right now. So we got Cashflow Kris over here, and we got Investors Edge Real Estate Group over here. So I wanted to introduce myself. Like I said, we just started this new page, so I wanted to make sure everybody knew who I was, what I do, and how I can help you. So my name is Kris Ontiveros. They call me Cashflow Kris because I love providing passive income and cash flow for myself and for the people that I work with, whether it be a client or a private individual who works with me. We work with a lot of private individuals, helping put their capital to work. So just a little history. In 2004, actually in 2003, I read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and it blew my mind, completely changed my life. And so I knew that I wanted to get into real estate. So in 2004, I quit my job and I went to real estate school, and I jumped head first into real estate. So I've been selling, for the most part, I've been selling since 04. So it was a crazy market in 04, 05, 06. Here in the Phoenix market is where I'm at. And so I learned a lot in that up market. And then, as a lot of you guys know, we had a serious down market here in the Phoenix area. So during the down market, I learned even more. That's when I started buying a first few of my flips. That's when I started buying rental properties. And that's when I sold a lot of bank-owned properties. I worked for a couple banks, and we would list their properties for sale. That's actually how I learned how to fix and flip. I had a bank that wanted to get a little bit more than most, and so we would do easy little carpet paint deals for them so they can get a little bit more than what the average bank-owned property was selling. So just so you guys know, this is a live Q&A. So after this intro, I'm going to dive into the questions. So if you guys have questions, just throw them down, and Felix will let us know what you guys are asking, what you want to know, and we'll dive into that. So it's the dive. It's 08, 09, 2010, and selling a lot of properties, not for a lot of money though. And so that's when I really wanted to dive headfirst into investing. So that's when I started buying lots of $20,000 houses. That's why I was buying $14,000 to $16,000 condos. I was borrowing 100% of the money, and they were still cash flowing like crazy. It was a real experience. So that's when I learned and got a lot into the private lending side of things. And that's when I figured out that I liked working with individuals more than I liked working with banks. Especially at that time, banks weren't really lending. Things were really, really tight at that time. So,
hey, Kris, we got a message on our Investors Edge.
All right.
On the site, someone wants to know what is a private lender? You just mentioned private lender.
Okay, great. All right, so let's get started. Question number one, what is a private lender? So a private lender is anybody who has cash and wants to get in on a deal. I mean, that's kind of the simple way to put it, but when we do deals, we need cash. So there's two different ways that we get money typically in a deal. We get a hard money first mortgage. So let's break it down, because I know a lot of you guys don't really know everything. So I don't want to use terminology that goes above your head. So a hard money lender is somebody who lends you money based on the property. They don't care about you at all. They don't care about you. They don't care about your credit. They don't care about, how much money you have in the bank, anything like that. What they care about is the property. They want to make sure that you're buying the property right. A typical hard money lender isn't going to want to lend more than probably 50% of what the after repair value is if it needs a lot of work. So let's just throw an example out there. I have a property that's worth $100,000 and it needs $10,000 in repairs. So I'm going to buy that property for no more than $60,000. My hard money lender will typically lend will lend 70 to 80% of that. So a hard money lender on that $60,000, and then this is a low example, but they're going to lend, let's just say 40. So they will lend me $40,000 knowing that it's worth 100. And so if I stop paying and they have to take the property back, they know that they're safe. They can easily get their $40,000 back. So that's the first mortgage. So In a traditional situation, I, the investor, would need that 20,000 down, plus I would need my repair money. I like to do lots of deals. I don't like to do one deal. And so since day one, I've leveraged, and the way I leverage is by bringing in second mortgages through my private lenders. So we're going to need 20,000 for the down, and let's just say the extra 10 for the rehab. So I have a $40,000 first, but I need $30,000 to get this deal done. So I have a couple things. I can use my money. So if I have $30,000 in the bank, I can just go use my money and do it. No big deal. But if I only have $30,000 in the bank and I want to do more than one deal, how do I get across that? So that's how I started. And I started by borrowing second mortgages. So a private lender will lend me that $30,000. They will be a second mortgage, and so they will be behind the first. So that in there, it causes a little bit of risk, but not a lot. The reason it doesn't cause a lot of risk is because I'm still not going to over borrow. Like I said, this property is worth $100,000. We're getting a $40,000 first and a $30,000 second. So I'm still only in it all in for $70,000 on a property that's worth $100,000. That right there is the gap. That's the difference that we're going to make as an investor minus the cost to sell.
So a couple more questions that came up here. Where do you find hard money lenders? And then the other question that came up in our Investors Edge group was, how many deals are you involved in every year?
Okay. To answer the second question first, our goal this year was 24 flips. Last year, the last 2 years, we've done around 20 to 30 is kind of where it's been, the range that it's been in. Instead of ramping up, we decided to just get a little bit better at what we do and go up in properties as well. So between 20 and 30 flips a year. Now that I got Felix on my team and JD and a couple other people, we're going to ramp that up. So our goal now is going to be to buy 4 and sell 4 every single month. So that should get us to around 50 a year when we get to next summer. And then hard money lenders.
Yeah, the first question was, where do you find hard money lenders?
So hard money lenders they're pretty easy to find. As an investor, I get a dozen emails a day from different hard money lenders. You can find them at RIAs. RIA is a Real Estate Investor Association. Our local is ASRIA, the Arizona Real Estate Investor Association. That's where I learned a huge majority of what I know today. And so if you go down to one of those meetings, you'll find hard money lenders there. Secondly, ask around. Ask a guy like me. I could send you 3 or 4 hard money lenders right now. And then you can also go online. I mean, I'm sure some of the bigger ones are going to be in Google and stuff like that. But really, referral is, you want to know somebody that is a good, because they're all going to have different rates and terms. So should we talk about that right now? Some rates and terms to look at?
Rogelio Rangel asks, where is your cash flow meetup?
Where's our cash flow meetup? So we have, the next meeting that we have is a cash flow game. Twice a month, we're hosting cash flow. It's literally a board game. And this is what is going to teach you. This is going to ingrain it into your brain. So I believe July 25th is our next meetup. And that's going to be at the Mesa Public Library, downtown Mesa. We will upload event details today because we just got that locked in.
So maybe a good thing for Rogelio to maybe ask is, Rogelio, is it something that you'd be interested in if we had kind of a seminar for first-time investors? Rogelio says he's moving to Avondale from San Diego. Is that something that you think would be beneficial? Do you think that would help out a lot of first-time investors, Kris?
Absolutely. We've had classes before for investors, and I also do webinars and stuff like that. So be able to teach online. We do have one-on-one sessions. We do mentoring as well for people who are at a high enough level to where we can take them to the next step. But yeah, definitely, I want everybody to know, just reach out to our team. We teach this stuff every single day. We can help you one-on-one. And most importantly, we have lots of live deals. So if you have money available, we have deals for you, whether you want to be a principal and buy your own, whether you want to be a lender and lend like we're talking about today with the private lending, or if you're an accredited investor, we also have different options for those. But that you really got to get one-on-one with me. We got to make sure that you're qualified before we can present any of that information to you.
So we have probably one of our more popular questions from Irma. She wants to know, she says, I have money, but I have no clue where to get started.
Yeah,
what should I do?
So there's usually two types of people. The first person is a hustler and is able to find a deal, but they don't have any money. The second person has money, but they don't know how to find a deal. So a lot of people come to me because they want to get into real estate investing. I want to get into real estate investing. The idea of fix and flip and wholesale seems really sexy to them. And it is. It can be. It's a great way to make money. But one thing I really want to emphasize is I want you to invest in real estate. You don't necessarily need to be a real estate investor, though. So what do I mean by that is, for example, one gentleman actually from San Diego came to me and he wanted to learn how to wholesale, but he had a job where he was making about $180,000 a year. He didn't hate the job. He just thought it would be easier and better to do real estate. And so I told him, keep your job. You have a great paying job. And more importantly is you can get loans. You can leverage your cash by using your job and your credit to do that. So getting into it is a couple different things. So before you go try to become a wholesale and dig and find a deal, just know there's a lot of work involved, especially in a competitive market. So if you want to dive in on that end, then you go find a deal and then someone can help you through it. The easiest way I think is to become a private lender. That is to kind of see how the process works. A lot of our lenders say that they want to learn it, and we're always open. So if you lend us money, we will walk you through the process step by step. We'll meet you at the property. We'll show you everything if that's what you want to do. But mainly most lenders just want to get some money going. They're not making enough in the stock market. They might even be losing money, and they have money on the sidelines. They just want to get working. And so how to get started without if you have money but you don't have a deal is to partner up with somebody. Find someone who has a deal, who knows what they're doing, and then watch them do the process. So when we do our second mortgages, you can do a first or second. We don't only do seconds, but there is security in that. Like I said, first of all, you got to make sure that the person doesn't leverage too much. If it's worth, 100, you don't want them to owe more than 70, 75 on it, because that's your money at stake. Secondly, you want to make sure that they know what they're doing, make sure they have past experience, maybe even see a few of their previous deals, but really vet that person well. And then that's a great way to get your money going as a private money lender, as a first or a second.
Okay. So I think we're going to finish this up because I know you only have 5 minutes, but I know we have a lot of requests for Kris to kind of go over some questions. Rogelio, please send us a direct message. We'll get you more involved following up here, so you can get in touch with us going towards the end of July. But what I really want everyone to do is look at the link below. We're going to put a comment with a link below for Cashflow Kris. That'll be his kind of his new personal page, and we're going to be doing this as often as we can, right?
Yeah, we're going to try to do this every weekday at least. I want you guys to have your questions answered, and I want to be the source for you. I'm an expert in what I do, so please bring me your questions, and we'll meet up every single day that we can, whether it be in the office or maybe we'll be out in the field, and we'll get those questions answered. Then also don't hesitate to reach out to us. Felix, I've got Felix on the team. We got a couple other people to help you out, and we would love to get in contact with you and see how we can help.
Yeah. So we know the time's up, but if you guys have any additional questions, feel free to send them through direct message through Investors Edge Real Estate or Cashflow Kris, and we'll hope to get those answered in the next video screen.
All right, guys. See you tomorrow.